Today we are going to be looking at another poem titled Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, written by Dylan Thomas. We are going to be analyzing the poem stanza by stanza, and also we are going to be discussing the themes in the poem and the poetic devices used in the poem also. We have discussed a lot of poems regarding some of the recommended poems for our former examinations. So if you haven't watched some of them or listened to some of them in the channel, you can also search the channel to get the videos of the detailed analysis of some of the poems. Okay, and also remember to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that when more videos are uploaded, you will get notified. So this poem, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas, is a poem that's written to a person that is at the point of death. We saw in the poem that the speaker opens with a command addressing an unknown listener to resist dying peacefully and instead to fight hard against death, despite the inevitability of death. And we saw also that the speaker used night and day as metaphors for death and life. So we are going to be looking at the stanzas now, from stanza 1 to the last stanza, to discuss what actually happened in the poem and why do the speaker give such a very good advice, to say, if we can say very good advice. So let's look at it now. See stanza 1. In the stanza 1, this is a do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rage at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying sun. Here the speaker is addressing the unknown listener. Note that we were not told about the person that the speaker is addressing, but we know the information that he is trying to pass across to the dying man, encouraging him that he should not die peacefully. He should rage against death. There shouldn't be something that someone should submit to without a fight, according to the persona. So we saw that in this stanza 1, old age should burn and rave at close of day. Look at it in second line. So you see that the writer Thomas, we saw here that he classified men into 4 different categories to persuade his father to realize that no matter his life choices, their consequences, or his personality, there is a reason to live. So person should not just go die, not just die, but the person should rage against whatever is coming to kill the person. Now, not also in stanza 2, let's look at the stanza 2. 2 wise men at their end know dark is right. Now, the first one you can see old age. Now, we are also seeing wise men in the second stanza. Now, why? Because their words had folk no lightning day. Do not go gentle into that good night. So wise men are the first group that Thomas described in this stanza 2. And the first line in the stanza, though wise men at the end know dark is right, suggests that the wise understand that death is a natural part of life, and they are savvy enough to know they should accept it. So the next line, look at the next line now, that suggests because their word had folk no lightning day. That line also reasons that nevertheless fight against death. They should fight against death, despite they know that death is inevitable, because they feel they have not gained nearly enough repute or notoriety in life. So they should fight against death before going to the grave. They should fight against death. Now let's look at stanza 3. Stanza 3. Look at stanza 3. Good men. From wise men now we have good men. The last wave by crying how bright. They afraid did. Night have danced in a green bay. Rage against the dying of the light. So we can see that the writer Thomas Dillon moved forward and described the next group of people as good men. They too reflect on their lives as the end approach. Now look at the first line again. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright. This line can be broken down into two parts. First part is the last wave by. Thomas may be remarking that good men are too few these days, and that he believes his father to be a good man and think the world would be better off with him in it. Then the second one is the crying how bright. So this also may refer to men telling their stories in a limelight. Okay? And also it may also suggest that men proclaim their work as good. But as Thomas goes on to the next line, the afraid did, look at it, may also suggest that the men do not have, the things are not as good as the men think. Now look at stanza 4. Wise men. From wise men to good men to stanza 4. Now we have wise men. Wise men who caught and sang the song in flight and learned too late. They grieve it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. So we see also that wise men now are being addressed in this stanza 4 and have learned too late that they are mortals. They have spent their life in actions and only realize, as time has caught up with them, that this is the end. No, wise men don't think much, especially about the things that has to do with life. They believe that whatever comes with life should be accepted. No, some of them are fatalists, and that is what Thomas Dillon was trying to address here. So the lying white men who caught and sank in flight to exaggerate the experiences and how the white men have wasted away their days chasing what they should not catch or something that should not be chased. So we see also that even more so, they were also caught and sang the song. Refer to what? Refer to how these white men lived. They were dead devils, and they faced a lot of perils with blissful ignorance. They wasted away their lives on adventures and excitement. So we see that, and they learned too late. Look at the second line. They learned too late. They grieve it on its way. The more that they learn too late, so the more that they learn too late. So learning too late is also another aspect of them that they were regretting. So and see it that even that regret, at that point of regret, the poet is still encouraging them not to go gentle into that good night, even despite the regret and they are lost of foresight of what will become of tomorrow. Is still not a yardstick to die silently, but they should also still fight. Now look at stanza 5. Grave men, from wise men to good men to white men. Now we are also seeing the poet addressing another group of people, grave men. So grave men near death, who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying of the light. So we saw that the grave men are the last group that the poet addresses. And then in this first line, his use of grave almost has a double meaning, referring both to men who are saddened and those who are physically near death. So they feel the strains of a long life and they know that they are physically decaying. So their eyes are failing along with the rest of their body. But there is still a passion of existence burning within their eyes despite their frail state. So they still want to live despite the challenges and the near death old age they are. So, and they still want to live, and that's why they are gay, they are happy. Okay, they are happy and they also wishes to live more. So let's look at stanza 6. And you, my father. Now we know that he is addressing his father. Dear on the sad height, cause bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. So in the stanza 6, we saw that that is the last stanza of the poem. The speaker's intent is presented, and he claims that all men, no matter their experiences or situations, fight for more time. He urges his father to do the same by fighting against the dying of the light, by not succumbing to death, by fighting to get to the land of the dead as a victor, not as a victim being killed or died shamefully or succumb to the claws of death. Rather, he should fight for the dead. We should fight and die a warrior. Okay? So these are the analysis which we have been doing along with the poem. So it is very, very important that you also look at this so that you have full understanding. Now, in our next video, we are going to be discussing the themes in the poem. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that when the video of the themes in the poem and the poetic devices used will be uploaded, you will get notified and you will be able to watch and listen and have full understanding of the poem. Do not go gentle into that good night by Dylan Thomas. Thank you.